This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Corey Samuel. The Consolation of Philosophy by Ansius Manlius Severinus Boethius. Translated by H.R. James. Book 2. The Vanity of Fortune's Gifts. Section 3 and Song 3. All passes. If fortune should plead thus against thee, assuredly thou wouldst not have one word to offer in reply. Or, if thou canst find any justification of thy complainings, thou must show what it is. I will give thee space to speak. Then said I, Verily, thy pleas are plausible, yea, steeped in the honeyed sweetness of music and rhetoric. But their charm lasts only while they are sounding in the ear. The sense of his misfortunes lies deeper in the heart of the wretched. So, when the sound ceases to vibrate upon the air, the heart's indwelling sorrow is felt with renewed bitterness. Then said she, It is indeed as thou sayest, for we have not yet come to the curing of thy sickness. As yet, these are but lenitives conducing to the treatment of a malady hitherto obstinate. The remedies which go deep I will apply in due season. Nevertheless, to deprecate thy determination to be thought wretched, I ask thee, hast thou forgotten the extent and bounds of thy felicity? I say nothing of how, when orphaned and desolate, thou wast taken into the care of illustrious men, how thou wast chosen for alliance with the highest in the state, and even before thou wert bound to their house by marriage, wert already dear to their love, which is the most precious of all ties. Did not all pronounce thee most happy in the virtues of thy wife, the splendid honours of her father, and the blessing of male issue? I pass over, for I care not to speak of blessings in which others also have shared, the distinctions often denied to age, which thou enjoyedst in thy youth. I choose rather to come to the unparalleled culmination of thy good fortune. If the fruition of any earthly success has weight in the scale of happiness, can the memory of that splendour be swept away by any rising flood of troubles? That day when thou didst see thy 2 sons ride forth from home joint consuls, followed by a train of senators, and welcomed by the good will of the people; when these 2 sat in curule chairs in the senate house, and thou, by thy panegyric on the king, didst earn the fame of eloquence and ability; when in the circus, seated between the 2 consuls, thou didst glut the multitude thronging around with the triumphal largesses for which they looked, methinks thou didst cozen Fortune while she caressed thee and made thee her darling. Thou didst bear off a boon which she had never before granted to any private person. Art thou, then, minded to cast up a reckoning with Fortune? Now, for the first time, she has turned a jealous glance upon thee. If thou compare the extent and bounds of thy blessings and misfortunes, thou canst not deny that thou art still fortunate. Or if thou esteem not thyself favoured by fortune, in that thy then seeming prosperity hath departed, deem not thyself wretched, since what thou now believest to be calamitous passeth also. What? Art thou but now come suddenly and a stranger to the scene of this life? Thinkest thou there is any stability in human affairs, when man himself vanishes away in the swift course of time? It is true that there is little trust that the gifts of chance will abide, yet the last day of life is in a manner the death of all remaining fortune. What difference then, thinkest thou, is there, whether thou leavest her by dying, or she leave thee by fleeing away? Song 3. All passes. When, in rosy chariot drawn, Phoebus skins to light the dawn, by his flaming beams assailed, every glimmering star is paled. When the grove, by zephyrs fed, with rose blossom blushes red, doth rude Auster breathe thereon, bare it stands, its glory gone. Smooth and tranquil lies the deep, while the winds are hushed in sleep. Soon, when angry tempests lash, wild and high the billows dash. Thus, if nature's changing face holds not still a moment's space, fleeting deem man's fortunes, deem bliss as transient as a dream. One law only standeth fast, things created may not last. End of Book 2. The Vanity of Fortune's Gifts. Section 3 and Song 3. All passes.